That's good.
She'll pick you up.
Yep.
It's not water.
Yep.
Excuse me if I stumble. I'm still trying to get over this virus. It
Oh,
wiped me
man.
out last
Do we,
week.
do we need surgical masks?
Yeah.
Man. And yesterday I felt
Respiratory?
like I was stomach virus.
No.
Ouch.
And, you know, yesterday I thought I was on the upswing. Then I woke up this morning like, felt like it kicked back in. And maybe, you know, with 6 kids, they kind of keep circling around the house.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, they share everything.
I still need some more people for this.
Okay, good. Because I ran into a couple of people that heard the show. One guy, Tyrone Wright, said he got stuck.
Responsible parents are a good role model, but if you observe inequity issues in a child's education, your voice will be heard at the Human Rights Commission. For more information, call 319-291-4441. We are so proud to be in our 38th year of broadcasting and serving Northeast Iowa and beyond. This is Community Public Radio, WGFM 88.1, Waterloo.
38 years.
What's that?
They say 38 years of broadcasting.
You know?
So were you around when I was in the other place, the old house down on, which street was that? Cottage, yeah. When I first started at the paper, I was down there a few times.
3, 2, 1.
Good morning and welcome to Opening Doors. I'm your host, Warren Wortham, the manager for the Martin Luther King Jr. Center of Hawkeye Community College. We have a great show lined up for you this morning, but before we get into our show and introduce our guests, I do want to mention some items that you may not be aware of. First up, we are now offering the Compass Test at the Martin Luther King Jr. Center of Hawkeye Community College. So for those of you who are interested in taking the Compass Test or would like to retake the Compass Test, give us a call at 319-296-4440. Also, we now offer nurse aid classes as well as rehabilitation aid classes. So for more information on those programs, again, give us a call at 319-296-4440. Well, we have a great show lined up for you this morning with a lot of guests in the studio. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the show. First of all, I want to go around the table and have each of my guests introduce themselves. And so I'll start with my guest to my right, Ms. Celeste Turner with Hawkeye Community College. Good morning, Celeste.
Good morning, how are you?
Real good. Well, can you again tell our listeners what you do for the college and what your title is?
I am coordinator out at the continuing education classes. And can I jump right in, or you want to introduce first?
Sure, might as well. You got a lot of information. Let's go ahead and jump right in.
I'm looking, we sponsor the Heavy Equipment Women and Minority 10-day training. And what it is it's 10 days free if you qualify. You just need to come out, fill out an application. We'll go through the applications and see if you qualify. It starts June 8th, so we really need some more people out there. We're only taking people, to qualify, we're taking people that are hireable.
Okay.
So if you've got something on your driving record or a past record that makes you unhireable, that we won't take you.
And Celeste, I'm glad you bring that up because I know there have been people in the community at times wanting to go through different programs, but it's kind of a bad deal when they end up going into a program that they can complete but can't get a job in that area. So can you kind of go a little more in depth as to what they might want to look out for?
If they've got like an OWI or a possession within the last 5 years,
Mhm.
if it's 5 years or older, yes,
Okay.
we will take you. If it's closer than that, more recent than that, no, then we're kind of iffy. Then we have to contact the state because the state is paying for this program. They're really looking for people that will help them out in the wintertime, and they gave us their website to get on to look for jobs. This Heavy Equipment Women and Minorities class is just to give you a taste of the heavy equipment.
Okay.
You come out with an OSHA safety training card and a flagger certificate, but it's just a taste of it. That way, if you like heavy equipment, you can sign up for the CEO class, which is the Construction Equipment Operator class. That's a 1-year program. That way you can really get in depth in it.
Now, with the heavy equipment operator program, again, you have a deadline coming up pretty quickly here, right?
Yes, our very last class for the year starts Monday, but we have to have the applications and everything in, so we can see if you qualify, and then we'll set up like an orientation and talk to you about it to make sure that you're gonna show up, because you have to be there for the 10 days.
Great. And so for some of you, you may not know this, but you could actually come and do your application at the Martin Luther King Center as well, and we can get it emailed or faxed right over immediately. So if you come by and get the application, fill it out, we can get the application in right away for you. All right, and then there's some more programs I'm going to later want you to talk about, because I know last time you were on the show, you kind of made me aware of some things regarding the CDL.
Okay.
And so definitely we want to come back to that. Next we have Mr. Dan Neerling. Good morning, Dan.
Morning, Warden.
Well, can you tell us, our listeners, what your title is and what you do for the college?
Sure. Technically, I guess my title is instructor. I wear a number of different hats. I also am in charge of the digital mass media program at Hawkeye, and currently I'm an interim dean for applied science and industrial technology, so I'm starting to learn about heavy construction equipment.
Fantastic. And Dan, I know one of the programs that you helped pioneer, again, was that digital mass media. Great program. How's it going so far?
Real good. We just finished our second year in the program, and so we had our first graduating class, and we only graduated 7, but we only started with 18. And over 2 years of a brand new program, we felt pretty good about that.
Good.
The interest level is high. We've started about 20, 25 students each year, and then about 10 in the January semester. So we've got a good rotating group of students, and they are passionate about it.
Fantastic. So for those of you out there that are interested in learning about, I think it covers a little bit of everything in digital mass media, such as photography, video work, audio engineering, the whole nine. So I know it's a lot of you out there that are doing it independently, that have always wanted to be able to get some credentials behind you. We now have that opportunity at Hawkeye.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for somebody who is, like I say, is out there doing it a little bit on their own now. They'll get to work with some real professionals in each industry. They'll get to work with incredibly good equipment, and that's and we provide all the equipment. And so that was one of the things when we built the program. We were concerned about not pricing people out of an education.
Mm-hmm.
So we found federal dollars and dollars from the college and dollars from our local taxes to help provide equipment for students so that they don't have that burden when they enter the program.
Yes.
And then, as you mentioned, it is kind of, we want to build a student who's a hybrid, who, if they want to go back out and be an independent producer or something, they can market themselves.
Yeah.
They can produce the material for that, and then they can actually do the job of producing audio or sound if they want, or video. But then if they want to go and work for a company, they'll have that skill set too. So you can then build a little bit of a broad skill set and then go into a track that is more of your liking. So if the sound engineering, is your area, then you concentrate on coursework in that area.
That is fantastic. And he mentioned, state-of-the-art equipment. Trust me, I know my equipment. I got a chance to tour and see the equipment that they have for it, and it is top of the line. So, again, a great opportunity. We want to talk more in depth about that too as we get on the show. And then we have Mr. Dave Wesley. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
Can you tell us what your title is and what you do for the college?
I've got kind of a long title like Dan's. I'm working in the business department. I do program development there. I'm also advising in the golf course and country club management program, and will advise for the new hospitality management program. And I'm also the golf coach at the college.
Oh, fantastic. Now, you mentioned golf coach. Is that one of the new programs that are going to?
Actually, we started the golf club a year ago spring, so we're in our second season. In 2018, we'll become intercollegiate. So we do have a golf team, men's and women's golf team, and we compete in about 3 or 4 meets fall and spring terms. So we're always looking for golfers who are interested in playing on the golf team, the club team at Hawkeye.
So do you get Quentin Hart stuck out there? And
See if I can talk Quentin into being the assistant coach this fall.
Great. Well, I want to go around the table. I know you each have some program materials that the community needs to know about. And one of the things, just mentioning briefly each of the programs, it kind of ties right into something I mentioned every show. Hawkeye Community College has a program to meet everybody's needs. So I always like to say Hawkeye assesses the community needs, finds programming to meet those needs, and if it doesn't exist, they build it from the ground up. And I know, especially in digital mass media, that's the case as well. And would you all agree with that?
Indeed.
Yes.
Certainly.
Yes.
Great. Well, so I'll start with you.
We have the heavy equipment, women and minorities, 10-day training for women and minorities, and it's free. It is absolutely free. The state of Iowa is flipping the bill on the whole thing here.
I like
All
that
10
price.
days. I like that word too, free. And this just gives you a taste of heavy equipment. If you really like the heavy equipment, after taking this 10-day, you can sign up for the Construction Equipment Operator, the CEO class, which is a 1-year program, and there you get really in-depth. So I don't want anybody to misread this. This is just a taste to see if you like it. But out of this 10-day, you come out with a flagger certificate, so you will be eligible to become a flagger for certain construction companies. You will also have the OSHA safety training card, so you'll have that 10 hours done.
Nice.
And also, if you finish that, and say you don't like the construction equipment operator, and don't want to keep going into the heavy equipment, you can come to our Class B program that we have, CDL Class B, which a Class B is like a dump truck, a bus, a small motor coach, a garbage truck, a moving van, snowplows. The state of Iowa is in desperate need for snowplow drivers. That's why they put this heavy equipment program on. But the Class B program is a different one. That one costs $1,999. And either one of these, you can give us a call out at the Regional Transportation Training Center at 319-296-4286 and ask any question to anybody that answers the phone out there.
And that's one of the things that I really was excited about the last show when you mentioned the Class B, because I think a lot of people thought, like I did, that in order to drive any of those vehicles, you had to have the Class A.
No?
But you said the Class A covers A on down, B,
Right.
all those vehicles. But if you're, a lot of people have that fear of semis, and they're like, I don't wanna, be up in a big rig. So if you're interested in, like you said, driving a dump truck or a snowplow, you can actually go into the Class B program, right?
Right?
And then how long is that program?
That program is a 4-week competency based. So if you come in from 8 o'clock till noon for 4 weeks, you would be done. But if you want to be done quicker and you learn quicker, you can come in at 8 a.m. until, we're open until 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then Saturdays and Sundays from 8 to 1. So you can come in quite a bit and get done a lot earlier, depending on the time that you put in.
That is fantastic. And then the cost again is $1,999?
Yep. That's for the Class B, and then we also have the Class A CDL also.
And then with that cost, are there any programs that would help offset that? Is it eligible for financial aid or anything?
No, it's not yet. We don't have a gap approved yet.
Okay. And that's one of the things too. It may seem like a lot, but with the types of jobs you can get after getting that Class B, I think you kind of get that money back pretty quickly.
Well, I had someone call me yesterday. They're looking for people with a Class B to help them seasonally. And so we're talking just for the summer, and they said that they would make about $35,000 for the summer. It pays very well because it is seasonal. But then you could go to work for the state and plow snow in the winter.
Wait, $35,000?
$35,000 is what they told
So
me.
after the show, I'm gonna get that information.
Sign me up.
And just for the summer. They work a lot of hours, but they have to pay that much to keep people interested.
Wow, that's incredible. That's, so
Put
listen,
the
you
two
heard it
together.
here first. You probably want to jump on that right away. I see Dan's gonna probably get on that too. So Dan, you want to talk about some of your programs?
Well, I'll tell you, Warren, I'll talk a little bit more about the construction equipment operation program, since I am the interim dean of that program right now.
Okay.
And so that is a year-long program, as Celeste mentioned, and it started, they just started classes
June 1st.
yesterday. And so that's kind of the advanced program, if you like the touch that you get in the 10-day program. You can move on to that program, and also, I'm sure employability-wise, just the demand is out there for these jobs.
Wow.
As I was looking at the course guide this morning, I noticed things like skid steer operator, backhoe operation, all-terrain lifts operation, and I just thought, that'd be really cool. I could see myself doing that as a job, and so it gives you a broad skill set across those vehicles, and so I think it's a real good program. First time through right now for this one, or is this our second time?
Second time. The
through.
first one that they had, the guys were almost hired before they graduated. There was
Oh,
only
wow.
2 of them that were not hired beforehand.
That is awesome.
And I was out at the Regional Truck and Transportation Center this morning talking to some people about some other issues, and I was just impressed with the turnaround on jobs. I mean, it's just incredible. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 18, 16 weeks, and people are out and working. And a lot of the fellows were saying they were out, they were letting them out of class early at the end of the semester so they could go get their job started.
Wow.
So those are good jobs coming out of there.
Yes.
So that was kind of new for me to see, and I was impressed. I was really happy to see that. And the instructors that I met with this morning were just fun guys to work with. They're committed. They're
Yes, they are.
They're high energy, and they do a really nice job out there. So
Yes.
if you're interested in that, that's a great area. In the digital mass media field, so we're talking about kind of two different types of people here. People who might want to operate a skid steer, and then people who might want to make music or make videos for a living. And so, like you said, we do have programs for a lot of different people. And the digital mass media program really thrives on video production right now, and the audio production is coming strong. And then the third track in it is kind of a digital marketing track. And so that's more of
Great.
an advertising marketing type of field. So if you're interested in that, we've got pathways for you there. And so what we've done is taken courses from the marketing and business departments and added some of those into our track. And so you've got some production skills. So if you have to produce a video for your marketing program, you can do it.
Yeah.
Or at least you can talk the language with the people who do it for you. So it's just kind of whichever area you feel your interest is in highest. And right now, like I say, we're seeing a lot of interest in the video. I mean, everybody loves to do it. What we're trying to teach you to do is to do it well. And we want storytellers, and our real kind of thought process is if you can tell a story, whether that's through a video or a song, and then get it into the media, your message is going to be effective.
Yes, indeed.
And so we really work with the students in terms of the storytelling. So it's kind of a weird thing. You come in and you'll learn all the technical things that you need to know. What we really want to convey is how do you tell a story, how do you get a message across? And whether that's for entertainment purposes, in course of music or videos, or for a business's purposes in terms of advertising.
Yes. And that's really comprehensive, because that's something you don't hear with, I've looked at a lot of the other institutions and what they offer, and it's usually just the technical piece. They don't focus on that part, and that part is probably the most important piece, because a person that can tell that story or convey that message, like you said, it's so effective. It grabs the attention, it captivates the listener or the viewer, and a lot of times a person might have those extremely good technical skills but can't convey it. It's like, well, it looks good, but I don't know what they're talking about.
Amen. When we developed the program, I looked at the technologies that were evolving, and it's become so easy. I mean, there are a lot of guys out there right now producing music in their homes with GarageBand and a good microphone.
Yes.
But part of what they don't necessarily understand is that storytelling aspect of it. And
Exactly.
they're producing videos that are not doing any, they're interesting to watch, but then at a certain point you stop watching them, and how many of those can you make, So the accessibility of the technology, the cost of it has given us the opportunity to create the program.
Yeah.
And then to kind of style it in this way, like you're saying, so that we can focus more on the storytelling, teach them the kids nowadays, they pick up so quick.
Yes.
They've had it since they were 1 or younger, and it's not a problem for them to adapt to the technology and the softwares very quickly.
Yes, so true.
We have one instructor, our video instructor is a fellow who grew up around Ames in some small town, and long story, he moved out to Hollywood and ended up working in Hollywood for 15 years on movies and commercial sets, as an actor, as a gaffer, as a production assistant, as a cameraman, and decided to move back to Iowa because he wanted to go to get his doctorate at Iowa State, and met one of our deans in a class, told him the story about where he's from, and we hired him immediately.
Yeah.
So we've got it. I mean, we're just really lucky to have an incredibly good instructor in the video into this, and you're in great hands if you come out here.
Yes. And then Dave, you want to share some more information about your program?
Sure. We have 2 programs I'd like to talk about. One is one we started this fall, the Golf Course and Country Club Management Program. And that is a combination of hospitality classes, business classes, and what I would call turf, golf course oriented classes as well. And the highlight of the program started this spring, where the students went on an 8-week internship, and they're continuing that this summer with a 12-week internship where they'll be working at golf courses or country clubs. And the focus of the program is to teach students how to manage the inside and outside operations of a golf course or a country club. So they'll get hands-on experience this summer and spring through their internships. There are so many 9-hole courses in Iowa, and actually in the Midwest, we have the largest number of golf courses, 9-hole per capita in the country,
Wow.
in our region here. And so many of those courses are trying to make money and begging for ways to find people that can manage the course, and we hope that by teaching students the operation of the outside as well as the inside, they'll be able to manage both parts of the operation. They may not do both parts, but they'll at least have a good understanding of how to manage the operations at a course. Now, if a student would prefer to work at a country club, they could go in as an assistant manager at the club. If they want to focus more on the outside, they could go in as an assistant superintendent and work with the superintendent of the club. And we're kind of lucky to have a very good advisory committee that's made up of representatives from the country club side, the golf course 9-hole side, the country club side as well. And 2 of our instructors actually are local instructors that teach our golf operations course. John Burnwell, who's the PGA pro at Pheasant Ridge, and Chad Hoffman, who's the general manager of Beaver Hills Country Club. Teach our golf operations course. And basically teach students about how do you make money and how can you be profitable working at a golf course or a country club. And the students, as well as learning that, get some hands-on experience. I know John had them out at Pheasant Ridge doing club fitting and some club repair. Chad had them out at Beaver Hills setting up a golf tournament out at Beaver Hills. So they get some real hands-on. On the hospitality side, we have a graduate who's actually the general manager of Willow Run Country Club in Denver. And she's a graduate of North Iowa Area Community College in hospitality management. And she teaches a number of our hospitality courses. She's also had the students go out on field trips to visit various sites like the Isle Casino Hotel to see how things are managed and set up at those places as well. So there's good opportunities for students to go out and get some real hands-on, get some first-hand knowledge of what goes on in that industry. From that, we looked at that program and thought we could probably develop an offshoot of that called hospitality management that would get into hotel and restaurant management. So this coming fall, we're starting a hospitality management program that will focus on hotel and restaurant management. So we've taken a number of the courses from our business department that are incorporated with our golf course and country club management program, incorporated that into this new program, and added some additional management courses in restaurant, lodging management, or lodging administration, some more courses on the food side, food fundamentals, understanding inventory, and ordering of supplies and foods. And the students there will also do an internship in their summer. They'll do a 3 to 5 credit internship during the summer term. So this time next summer, we should have some students out at some of the local establishments doing internships. And we just looked around. You look at the area here, Waterloo, Cedar Falls area. It seems like every other day there's a new hotel or motel springing up. One just opened on LaPorte Road. And there's restaurants everywhere. And establishments everywhere that serve food. So we feel there's going to be some great opportunities for our graduates coming out of this program as well.
Now, for a person going into one of these programs and getting into an actual career, what's kind of like some of the salaries they would maybe be looking at?
It's a good question. They're both 2-year degree programs. They're Associate Applied Science degree programs. Our range for the golf course and country club management is $25,000 to $38,000 per year. And that's based upon information from the state of Iowa. We don't have any graduates to base it upon yet. We'll have those graduates coming next year. And in the food and beverage side or the hospitality side, $24,000 to $40,000 per year on that side. And once again, you're not going to come in as a manager. You're going to come in as an assistant and learn the basics from the managers.
Can you take a question?
Sure.
Okay. They're not quite.
Now, one of the great things too about those salaries, in this area, you know, the cost of living is so low compared to the rest of the U.S. you know, you could actually come in somewhere making $25,000 a year and do really good at, you know, in the Waterloo Cedar Falls area. And so when you have these careers that, you know, most of the ones we talk about on the show usually are around that range that people can start off in. Again, you can't beat that for the time commitment. You
We
know.
want to try to make sure we have a living wage for people that are coming out of programs.
Yes.
Here, you know, in Dan's program and the equipment programs equipment programs are better than mine certainly, starting out. But the potential is there for good earnings for both. And that's just the state of Iowa. We haven't even looked outside of the state.
Yeah.
We'll certainly be able to provide opportunities for people to move out of state. We
Yeah.
don't want people to do that, but there certainly would be opportunities, particularly on the golf course side, because that's kind of a seasonal type of occupation, whereas
And, you know,
the hospitality would not be.
And that's a career area I think a lot of people don't even really realize, you know, or haven't even thought about. You have a lot of people that might play, but they haven't thought about, you know, can I go into a career beyond being a pro player? Can I go into a career actually managing one of these sites and knowing how everything, you know, works and all that? So again, it goes back to that, how can I always find out, you know, a way for a person to equip themselves to be able to make a great living and finds the programming or builds it. And that's one of the fantastic things about, you know, our name, Hawkeye Community College, and we really are a community college, serving the community. Well, we're coming up on the last probably minute and a half of the show, so I want to go around the table and allow each of you to share some important information and dates, if you have important dates or deadlines that people need to be aware of. And so with that, I'll start again with you, Celeste, because I know you have a very fast approaching deadline here for your heavy equipment operator program. So with that, take it away.
Okay, that heavy equipment 10-day, free 10-day training for women and minorities. Our last class for the year starts Monday, but you have to call 319-296-4286 to fill out an application, and it needs to be done today or tomorrow because we have the orientation on Friday, and then we start on Monday. And also with the Class B CDL, you need to call 319-296-4286 if you have any questions, and I can answer any of your questions on the Class A or 6-week program or the Class B 4-week program.
Fantastic. And then Dan?
So our digital mass media program starts in the fall, so we've got some time yet, but we really encourage students to get out there and get registered as quickly as they can.
Yes.
You can register online, or like you said, come over here to the studios. So August 24th we start class. We'd like to have you in there before that.
Yes, definitely.
We know from statistics the success rate of people who register that last week before classes is not as good as we'd like it to be. So
Exactly.
we'd encourage you to get out there. Feel free to call us at any time, and we'll make a one-on-one appointment with you to have you come and tour the place, look it over, see if it's for you. You get to meet one of the instructors probably when you're there. So we really, we've got a little bit of time this summer, but we encourage you to come out and take a look at us. We do also start in January. We have what we call spring starts. So if a person is not in the spot where they can get there right now, we can start you in January and get that rotating group in there. We really appreciate having some of those people come in January. So we're ready to go just about any time.
Fantastic. And Dave?
Like Dan, fall start for both programs. However, we're open enrollment, so we would take students any semester, fall, spring, or summer start, get some of the general education out of the way if they need to get that done, or any type of brush up or developmental course that might be done. So we would encourage people to apply now, particularly the hospitality program. There hasn't been a lot of publicity out in that program yet. It was approved by the state in just the beginning of this year, so we haven't had a chance to publicize it a lot. So we'd like to encourage people to come out and look at the program, talk with me about the program, and if you're interested, apply, get your Compass test or ACT scores taken care of, and we'll look for you the fall semester.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you all for being my guests this morning. You shared some fantastic information. Listeners, you heard it here first. Take advantage of these opportunities, and like Dan said, don't wait until the last hour to, get registered and get going on it, because that can make it a pretty stressful process trying to do everything at the last minute. So, until next time, enjoy that fantastic weather we have today. You've been listening to Opening Doors. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Beautiful. Warren, I've never seen you work like this. You are smooth. No script, just walk in and go.
Smooth operator.
And terrified every time I do it.
That's good. It keeps you on edge, right?
Sorry, I have another group coming in.
Get too comfortable. That's fun. Go ahead.
These financial wizards come in,
That's
right?
right,
They would just sit
absolutely.
around and hang out.
Financial wizard student?
No, I'm not.
They're gonna go and get started.
Great, great. I know you're so capable.
You can see.
You take it like one.
So who's ever going to host will need to sit there, so you just sit with me, and she'll say 5, she'll count you down, and then you can just go.
Okay. Well, Brian can host.